Hello, my friend. Today is the next monster in the game Monster Hunter Wilds. This time, we're going to fight a nasty monster that emits gases from its ass. Ew, that's disgusting. This is Congalala. Today we will talk about what to expect from this giant and how to deal with it. It resembles a giant, tailed gorilla with pink fur, a hippo-like head, and long front claws. The spike on its head is actually hair that the Congalala has smoothed into shape to signify that they are the pack leader. Congalalas are surprisingly intelligent beasts. Despite their apparently adorable appearance, under no circumstances whatsoever should the Congalalas be underestimated. While they are for the most part very docile, they react well to the presence of herbivores, so long as they give a wide berth. They can quickly become aggressive to anything that disrupts feeding or startles them, for example, if they see hunters. When damaged enough, their rage mode is triggered. Most of their upper jaw will be red, as will their backside, which also discharges fart gas, and their aggression increases significantly. Large, omnivorous fanged beasts, famed for their remarkable gluttony and flatulence, these monsters are most often encountered in warm and humid regions, along with the conga troop they lead, and spend most of the day resting, becoming active only to satiate their voracious appetites. When threatened, Congalala will expulse large quantities of foul-smelling intestinal gases from its anus, the overwhelming stench of which makes it impossible to stomach foods. Congalala have a particular taste for mushrooms, often being observed carrying a spare in their prehensile tails for later consumption. Any natural toxins present in these mushrooms can be expulsed in the Congalala's breath. Below, we'll discuss all of the Congalala's weaknesses and show you how to take advantage of them. Here are some of our best tips for beating the Congalala. Avoid the burps and farts. Use a deodorant if you are hit by stench, or avoid the area with water. Although the head and butt can be dangerous, these are also weak spots. For additional damage, focus on the forelegs and tail. Congalala is a very aggressive opponent, so be on the lookout for any major openings. Congalalas are weak at the head and back. Focus on the areas where it burps or farts to maximize damage. Any weapon that deals ammo, cut, or blunt damage is effective. Focus on your left or right forelegs. These are the areas where most injuries appear during a fight. Congalalas are not resistant to elemental attacks, nor is their head particularly vulnerable. However, fire can cause additional damage when targeted. Ice can be used as a substitute for fire if you do not have it. It's only fair to use status effect against Congalala, since you will be fighting stench in this battle. Everything from poison and exhaust work well. Use flash pods and shock traps as traps to temporarily stop the Congalala's gas attacks. Sonic bombs are useless. Congalalas will likely start the fight with a fart shower in your direction. This impressive butt power display is accompanied by a lurching motion and a wiggling back. Congalalas always burp with a loud thud. When these attacks occur, roll to one side of the monster. If you're the recipient of a burp or a toot, then the stench effect will be applied. It's a frustrating effect which prevents you from being able to heal, especially when Congalala attacks become more violent and faster at the end. You can use a deodorant to eliminate the stench smell, or you can roll in a pool of water to get rid of it. Palico can help you out here if you're playing alone. The saying says that with great risk comes great reward. Fighting the Congalala involves staying close to the cranium or posterior of the creature for maximum damage while avoiding its burps and fart streams. Congas will distract the Congalala from their weak spots by running in packs. The weaker mobs are going to get in the way of your attacks, so you should finish them as soon as possible and then continue with your head and butt strikes. Congalalas will often release gas, which can cause damage to the legs and tail. The amount of damage is not as great, but it adds up. These body parts will be hit by wounds often, so focus your attention on the tail when it turns red to land a powerful strike and knock Congalala on its back. This combat is a great way to learn how to understand a monster's movement. Congalalas make a lot of noises, including a squeaking sound and their butts moving. But you can also watch the flurry attacks, in which the Congalala slashes at you up to 4 times before falling. Don't miss this opportunity. In general, this monster did not give me too many difficulties. Therefore, it can be classified as easy. All of the improvements I've recommended make the fight much easier, but they're not mandatory. Any set you have at the time of the game, when you meet Congalalas, will allow you to win with confidence. All you need is a little bit of skill. If you're playing alone, your assistant, the Battle Cat, will help you distract the monster from you. At this time, you can either replenish your health or focus on successful attacks on the monster. Try to hit the vulnerable spots. This will help you deal more damage and end the fight faster with minimal losses. At the end of the battle, try to avoid getting hit by the monster's belching, as it becomes fiery and can do a lot of damage. Be careful with this. It's better to play it safe and run away or lose a lot of health. In general, if you can't catch a monster on the first try, consider upgrading your equipment. Perhaps you'd be better off defeating weaker monsters a few times, and only then, after collecting a set of good armor, go hunting for Congalala. To better understand where to shoot, I use the sight. By pressing this button, the enemy's hit spots are highlighted. To deal more damage, you should hit these spots. Of course, everything in battle is dynamic and not so easy, but you have to try. Using a bow like mine, you see that most of the arrows hit where they should and do critical damage. This speeds up the fight several times. In general, you shouldn't get carried away with just shooting. The tactic is to feel like an artist. You need to apply a few brush strokes to a painting, and then stand back and look at the result of your work. It's something like that here. You make a few shots, then you have to change your location. Move away so that the monster doesn't attack you. The most effective way is to move away in a circle. You try to always be on the side of the monster and not meet it in the front. He cannot attack you from the side. Of course, you cannot take one position and hold it forever. The monster is moving, and you have to move with it. A kind of dance of the victim and the hunter. When you understand the principles of this dance, it will be much easier for you to kill monsters in the game. If you like the game Monster Hunter Wilds and want to see more interesting videos of this game, subscribe to my channel. Also, like the video, and I'll prepare a video of the next monster I meet in the game for you. If you have any questions about the game, leave a comment. We have a fairly well-developed community that will help you sort out the difficulties. I also recommend watching my previous video where I showed how I defeated Kimetris. See you in Monster Hunter Wilds, my friend. There are still many different and interesting monsters ahead.